welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bonita. Here we talk about all the things that we love as it relates to lifestyle and luxury. If you are new here, welcome. We do videos twice a week. Wednesday is usually a luxury upload. Friday, we do what we call a Fast Five Friday. If you think you would like it here, please like and subscribe before you leave. But without further ado, we're gonna get started. So guys, today was supposed to be a car chat. I know you guys love that. And I love getting out and doing the car chats as well. They're more relaxed and more vlog style. But it is cold and rainy outside, so we're gonna do it here. Please forgive if you hear my ceiling fan, because you know, the girl has hot flashes, so it's on like a level 10. Please forgive that. And then my neighbors are just ripping and roaring in the neighborhood, so that's why I wanted to be a car chat, because usually on this day that I film, it's usually busy in the neighborhood for some reason. But anyway, so today I wanted to chat with you guys about 5 things that I've learned so far in 2022. I mentioned to you guys before that while we love luxury, we talk about luxury on this channel pretty much all the time. We're gonna extend the concept of luxury to our everyday life. We know and agree that luxury is more than just a dollar amount, so I think it's important for us to pause every now and again to upload a few of these type videos, just to kind of do a self-check, you know, like a wellness check in on your girl, just to make sure we are doing what we said, that we're gonna do things different in 2022, and we are really gonna live every day as a luxury. So some of the things that I've learned so far in 2022, these are things that even if they're not new, even if I've always known them, so far only being 3 months in the first quarter of the year, these things have really resonated with me or become very real. The first thing that I've confirmed to be true in 2022 is that friendships are seasonal, and it's no shade to anyone, and it's no it's really not a negative thing. It's that people are in your life for seasons, and sometimes those seasons are longer than others. We want these friendships to be long lasting and have long seasons, but as we know, God controls it all, and sometimes he has a different plan for us. And friendships, again, are seasonal, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I know when I first realized this, probably about 5-6 years ago, it was very hurtful to me, because these people, especially women, we really long for good sisterhood friendships. A lot of us are a part of organizations and things of that nature, so we can extend our sisterhood. But I've learned that you don't need a lot of friends, you just need valuable friendships. And you want to have quality over quantity. Well, I know I do. And with that being said, even within that, sometimes those quality friendships are seasonal. We grow, there's ebbs and flows in life. We grow, we move, we physically move away, we spiritually grow, and there's different life changes that sometimes these friends and friendships can't go with us on those changes. And it's not that you're angry with anyone, and it's not that, you know, you just want to cut people out of your life. Again, it's just that friendships change, and friendships are seasonal. The way I think of it is just like my relationship with my children are changing. They all are pretty much adults. My baby is 18, so she's considered an adult. And my oldest is 27. He doesn't need me as much as the 18-year-old does. And the middle baby girl doesn't need me as much as the baby girl does, or she may need me more than the 27-year-old does. And when I apply that to my friendships, that, you know, my children are still my children. I'm not going to be their mother, right? They just don't need me as much. Our relationship has changed. What it looks like has changed. I've moved over into somewhat of like a mentorship, kind of a as needed basis. We may talk every day and we love each other and we miss each other when we're not together, but it's just a change in the friendship. And it doesn't mean, again, that I love my children any less, of course. It's just a change in the relationship. So if I've applied that to a few of my friendships, and again, when I saw that there was a change, whether it be me changing or them changing, I was offended and I tried to hold on to it more, which caused like an awkward weirdness. But a conversation had to be had when we both realized that there had been a change in the friendship. And once we had that conversation, it's like a burden was lifted. I wasn't mad at her, she wasn't mad at me, but there was an awkwardness there because we both saw and felt the change. And we realized that friendships have seasons, and we were just in a different season. The next thing that I've learned and confirmed in 2022 is that you need to teach people how to treat you. Now, I've always believed this. This is something that I've always pretty much lived by. I've tried to raise my children this way, but being a woman in business, a Black woman in business, I have had to do this recently more times than not. As I am moving, shaking, if you will, in the business world, you know, people try to play you. People try to think you don't know as much as you know. People try to put you in a box as it relates to finances. People try to project things onto you. So you have to teach people how to treat you. You have to set boundaries. You have to go in very confident, knowing what are deal breakers. And in a relationship, there needs to be deal breakers, whether it be personal or business relationship. There needs to be deal breakers. There need to be boundaries, and it holds everyone in that relationship accountable. That is very important. I see a lot of people talking about, how to attract quality men in relationships and what makes a quality woman and so on and so forth. And one of the things, I'm not going to say the number one thing, but it's pretty high up, is you need to teach people how to treat you. Plain and simple. And if they don't know, they better ask somebody. The third thing that I have definitely learned in 2022 is that feelings are valid. I am not so much I guess I wouldn't consider myself as a emotional person. I'm very strong as it relates to emotions. It's hard to explain. Like, I'm not a crier. If I'm crying, either I'm like something tragic has happened or I'm really, really angry. Like, there's no middle for me, but I'm definitely working on that. And sometimes I think I assign the way I am to other people. So I I know that I dismiss other people's feelings because I necessarily wouldn't feel that way, or I may not necessarily think it's a big deal. Let's just say if someone is crying and upset over something that I wouldn't necessarily cry over, so I think it's not a big deal. I had to learn that the hard way, middle to end of last year and really going into this year, that other people's feelings are very valid. My feelings are valid, and so are theirs. I had to learn that too, because people thought that just because I didn't outwardly express via crying or whatever, or verbalize that, let's just say my feelings were hurt, just because I can be very stoic at times, then people assumed that my feelings weren't hurt, and then they continue to hurt me, if you see what I mean. So it goes both ways. So I really had to learn that my feelings are valid whether I show them or not. Especially, sidebar, especially in a married relationship. This is honestly, if we're being transparent, this is how this situation came to light. My husband would always mention certain things here and there about the way he's feeling, and I would just, dismiss it because I didn't think it was a big deal. So he had to teach me that no. My feelings are valid, because if I dismiss your feelings, then we have a problem, which is true. So you just really have to know that your feelings are valid, and then the other person, if we're talking about a relationship or anything, their feelings are valid too. Kind of piggybacking off of what we've just mentioned is that you need to own your feelings. That was a problem for me. It always has been a problem for me. I'm currently working on this area, is that you need to own them. And I think for me, I would suppress a lot of my feelings because, again, I really view myself as being strong. I think it's important for women to be strong, kind of walk in your femininity, but still at the same time be strong, because you don't want people to run over you, that type of thing. That's just kind of how I've been raised and how I don't know, have developed to be over the years. But in that, I'm learning how to own my feelings. I need to give myself permission to feel certain things in certain ways. I think sometimes when you are a strong person or seen as such, you suppress a lot of things. But I need to be able to not only express my feelings if I choose to, or sometimes for me it's just because, again, not a crier, which is okay if you are, but for me, I really don't cry, but I need to verbalize how I'm feeling. Because I think for me, crying is so tied into emotions that even if I don't want to cry, I don't want to express the emotion as well. You see what I mean? And I've kind of screwed myself up on that. So I'm working through that, and know that you need to just be able to own your feelings. You just have to. It's important for mental health. It's important for yourself. It's just important to be a productive person in the world. You need to be able to own how you're feeling. Put, words to the emotion. It's not healthy to walk around and suppress things or ignore things. It's just not healthy. And I found myself displaying a lot of physical ailments related to that, like getting headaches. So definitely find a way to own how you feel, whether it's verbally saying it, writing it down, sharing it, crying it out, whatever. Just really owning your feelings. Last thing is a really big one, guys, especially for women. Is the last thing. The fifth thing that I have really learned so far this year and confirmed so far this year is that you cannot control people's reactions. You can't control people's reactions. That is a huge thing for me. Because like we just mentioned, the whole feeling situation. And if I'm going to share how I'm feeling and then you don't react in the way that I think you should react, then it's a problem. And you see, and you just really cannot do that. Don't be like me, guys. I'm sharing this so you can do better and be better. You just cannot control people's reactions. You only can control you. You can teach them how to treat you and set boundaries. And if they do not cooperate within those boundaries, or if you share something and they don't react in a way that's becoming, or their reaction is a deal breaker for you, again, you can only control what you can control. Then you have a decision to make. You just have got to understand that all you can do is be the best person that you can be. You can only put out there, you can only validate how you're feeling. You can only effectively communicate what you want to communicate. and whatever and however that person does or reacts, it's not on you. It's really not on you. All right, guys, I hope you liked this video. Again, these were the 5 things that I've learned and or confirmed so far in the year. We're gonna sprinkle in some of these lifestyle, self-help, self-care videos here and there. But I want you to know that we do have a podcast. I have a podcast, and I go really deep into some of these things over on the podcast. I'm going to, of course, put it here on the screen or link it down below. The podcast is available on all platforms. Wherever you listen to podcasts, we should be there. Search Bonita on Demand or the BBrewington Pod, and I should come up. But again, it's always linked in the description box. I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you have an even better weekend. I will see you guys here next week for another video. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye.